Good morning, grade 6. This is Miss Susan. Today's video is about three-dimensional figures and its nets. Lesson 11.1. And the first session question here is, how do you use nets to represent three-dimensional figures? And nets here is representing any solid figure by drawing two-dimension picture of it. Okay, so let's start.
Hello, the beach was very crowded yesterday. Everyone was having a great time.
That's great.
One of my family members bought a snack at the snack stand, and it came in an interesting package. Look under the blanket to see the package. Check out the shape of this box. It's different than most I've seen. The sides are made of 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. I wonder if it has a certain name.
I know. I say it's a triangular prism.
Come on, let's see what we can find out about identifying the names of solid figures.
Let's see if you can know it after this lesson.
Let's explore how a net can be used to represent a solid figure. To find the answer, first identify the solid figure, then draw the matching net. Let's unlock this problem.
Okay, so this is our cereal box, and you want to identify the name of the solid shape and to draw it as a net shape. Okay, so let's start and unlock.
The cereal box is a solid figure with 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. Solid figures can be identified by the shapes of their bases, the number of bases, and the shapes of their lateral faces. Let's identify the bases of the cereal box.
Okay, as you know, the cereal box has 2 bases, and its base looks like a rectangle. So it has one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, so
the cereal box has 2 congruent parallel bases, the top and bottom of the box. The bases are rectangles. Using this information, let's identify the solid figure.
And we said why it's congruent. Congruent means alike. They are similar in size and they are parallel. Okay, so now how many lateral faces? We have 4 lateral faces. 2 lateral faces in the back and front, and 2 lateral faces in the right and left. So first we will speak about back and front lateral faces.
The cereal box is a rectangular prism, since it is a solid figure with 2 congruent parallel bases in the shape of rectangles. Its lateral faces are rectangles. Let's identify the other 2-dimensional shapes that form the cereal box. What are the front and back lateral faces?
Front and back lateral faces are these big rectangles here. So I have another congruent one in the back. So they are
the cereal box has front and back faces that are rectangles. What are the left and right lateral faces?
The 2 which are in the left side and right side, left side here and right side here. So they are also congruent and has the shape of rectangle. That's why it's called rectangular prism.
The left and right faces are also rectangles. Now, let's draw a net for the cereal box using the shapes that make up the solid. A net is a 2-dimensional figure that can be folded into a solid figure.
So, before drawing the net, let's summarize it to you how we were gonna draw it. First, we will put the front and back faces. We will put the face. And on the top and the bottom of the face, we will put the bases. So we will put the bases on each one of the back or front faces, right? After that, we will complete the net by adding left and right faces to the left and right faces of the other lateral faces. So again, we will put this first, then above and below it we will put the bases, and then we complete the shape by putting the left and right faces. Let's see how he will do it.
Let's first draw the front and back lateral faces on the net.
So first he will put back and front faces.
The net shows the front and back faces of the cereal box. Now let's draw the top and bottom bases on the net.
Then he will put the top and bottom bases, okay, on the top of bottom of this face or top or bottom of this face. So which one will you choose? He will choose this one.
The top and bottom bases of the cereal box have been added to the net. Let's draw the left and right faces on the net.
So the left and right, we will put it here. Left, one to the right and one to the left to complete the shape, okay? And stick them all together. So we will put
The
it
left
with
and
the
right
faces.
faces of the cereal box have been added to the net. The net is a two-dimensional representation of the cereal box. This is one way to draw the net, so the designer can use the net to show the placement of information and artwork on the cereal box.
So again, we stick the bases together, and on the top and the bottom, we stick the bases with it, with the faces. Let's move.
Let's explore the net and identify and sketch the solid figure it could represent. Identify and sketch the solid figure that could be formed by the net. Let's sketch the solid figure that could be formed by the net. Let's begin with a triangle.
So the most important thing about the net is the base, which is on the top and the bottom of the faces. So the base here is triangle.
The sketch shows one triangle. Now let's add the other.
The other base is a
The
triangle.
sketch now shows two triangles. Let's connect the corresponding vertices of the triangles using line segments.
So the vertices of the triangle, we're gonna connect them together with a line.
Let's continue connecting the corresponding vertices until a solid figure has been formed.
So we connect
Let's
these
finish
two points
connecting
with a line,
vertices.
and we connect these
The
vertices
sketch
with
shows
a
the
line.
solid figure that could be formed by the net. Let's use dotted lines to represent the unseen edges. So is the figure a pyramid or a prism? A pyramid has one base and lateral faces that are triangles. The sketch of the net shows two triangles as the bases of the figure and rectangles as the lateral faces. So the figure cannot be a pyramid. It's a triangular prism.
So the pyramid, its faces should be all triangles, but here its faces is not a triangle, it's a rectangle, and its bases are the triangles. So this shape is a triangular prism.
Its bases are triangles and the lateral faces are rectangles.
And
The
all
figure is
its
named a
faces are
triangular
rectangles.
prism for the shape of its bases. Here's a problem for you to try. Identify and draw a net for the solid figure. Let's begin by identifying the base and lateral faces of the figure. What shape is the base of this figure?
Okay, so we have here one base only, and its shape is a square, right?
Great job! The base is a square. What shape is each lateral face of this figure?
The lateral faces are 4 triangles. So it's triangle.
Great job! Each lateral face is a triangle. What figure has a square base and lateral faces that are triangles?
So if its faces are triangles, it means it's a pyramid. But we have two types of pyramids here. Triangular pyramid and a square pyramid. Triangular pyramid means its base is a triangle. The square pyramid means its base is a square. Which one is this shape? Great job. It's a square pyramid because its base is a square.
Great job! A square pyramid has one square base and four lateral faces that are triangles. Identify the net for the square pyramid.
Okay, let's see. We have one square base and four triangle bases. Faces. We have here three, not four, triangle faces and one triangle base. So this is a triangular pyramid. This is all squares. So this is a cube. This one has two triangle base and three square faces. So this one is triangular prism. So let's see this one. It has four triangle faces and one base in the middle with square shape. So this net is the right
Great
one.
job! The net of a square pyramid includes one square base and four triangular faces. This is the net for the solid figure. Let's start with a net and form a solid. Identify and sketch the solid figure that could be formed by the net. Before you identify the figure, it helps if you can identify the shapes shown in the net. What is each shape shown in the net?
It's a square, all squares.
Great job! Each shape is a square.
Okay, so look.
What figure has a square for every face?
Yes, and I know it. But let's see first. The up and down bases are square. And all the faces around it, it's also squares. So what is a shape that has all around it squares? It's what? Is it triangular prism? Of course no, we don't have any triangles here. Triangular pyramid? Of course not. Is it a cube? Yes, cube has all squares all around.
Great job! Six-sided figures with faces that are all square are cubes. Which solid figure can be formed by this net?
Which one is the cube? Is this one pyramid? Is this one rectangular prism? It is the cube.
Great job! This figure is a cube which has all square faces. This figure matches the net.
Okay, and here we are. We finished. Lastly, hope that you understood the lesson and see you the next lesson. See you!
Thanks for helping me identify the shape of the snack package. See you soon.